This D20's not treating me real nice. Let's try this Star Trek die. Nope, even worse.
Colin, you have to send a picture of that, please. I've.
Anyway, yeah. Do we want to do like a recap?
Yeah.
Because...
So everybody roll a D20 for me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I got a 14.
I got a 6.
I got a 3.
Oh,
I got an 18.
God damn it!
All right, who got the 3?
I think it was Matt.
Yeah,
Matt,
it's
go
me.
ahead and give us a little recap there, would you?
All right, sure. So Edmund, I think he got stabbed by some poison creature thing, and then we headed into the jungle. We met, I think, the natives of the island.
Right?
It was the bird person.
Nope. Try again.
It was not the bird.
No,
person.
it was the what's it? Triton, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was fishy.
Something fishy going on.
Kaymana.
Okay. So then we leave, and then we were gonna go get the materials, I think, to make something to help him Edmund heal. And then who do we run into in the jungle? But fucking
Masturbate.
Yeah, the masturbator himself.
Yeah, specifically, I think I was under that giant tree, like in a broken cage, like coughing and just waking up.
So the scene as you guys approach the base of the tree is it's a giant tree, right? It's like literally gargantuan.
A quick question for Josh. That armor that I was given, was that leather armor? It was leather armor, right?
It was like studded leather. You can use it as that.
All right.
Because it's got shells on it.
It's got a bunch of
Shells.
Studded shells.
For whatever reason, it saved my hit points that I had before, but it did not save everything else.
Real quick, what about the like weird ass breastplate thing that you gave me that's made out of a shell?
I thought it was breastplate.
Yeah, that's it.
Did I not say a breastplate?
Yes,
Yeah, you said
just
breastplate.
yes, that's what
Okay.
it is.
That's it?
Yeah. Functionally, it is breastplate.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was like its own fucking
It's just all
thing.
tropical and shit. It's got an umbrella attached.
You just downloaded a new skin.
Okay.
We're shipwrecked. We downloaded our shipwreck skins.
Man, I don't get to add shit.
I mean, I'm kind of bummed because,
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, sick.
I lost a lot of... I pretty much am naked at this point, so I feel like...
Nice. Oh yeah, because you put on like one piece of clothing.
No, I put on some studded leather. That is what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So when lastly left our intrepid adventurers, they were standing at the base of a big-ass tree, and you see a spindly-haired looking weird little dude in a broken cage. What would you like to do?
I ignore the spindly man and go investigate the remnants of the ship.
Okay, roll investigation.
Kalt says this out aloud. Like, I did Kalt's voice specifically for that.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
Yeah, it's a 12 plus 19.
19. You can see pretty clearly that this half of the ship, you can tell it's only half, was part of that ship that was picked up by the rock. And it looks like the other half's probably up top, but this probably fell through the branches, and it is just debris and wreckage as far as you can see. You do find the wheel, though. It's a pretty nice wheel.
All right, everyone. There's nothing here. We should just move on further.
Should I be insulted?
What are you doing here?
That is a wonderful question, my young friend, and what a delight to see you again. You specifically, and not the other ones talking.
I don't know about that, but
I'm gonna move in between the two of them because that sounds real pedo-like.
Let's not delve in the pedo stuff.
okay. Meanwhile, Kalt is not wearing clothes.
Okay, meta jokes are out the window. Gotcha. Okay, look, I am recovering from a very painful impact. As you can see, I've fallen quite a distance. Where are we exactly?
That's a good question.
Ryan is going to tell Kalt to pick up a stick. and then
Can we make that our thing? It's just like, Pat would like Locke.
We are really not in the headspace
it's just
yet.
the lines between me and Kalt have blurred significantly, and I'm going
That's
to
unfortunate.
As he's talking to Maeve, I'm going to start like poking at him a little bit with a stick. How did you manage to live with such a great fall?
I'm swatting
poke.
at the pokes,
Poke,
but I don't know if
poke,
any roll needs to happen.
poke.
But I'm like smacking his hand away every time.
This is a nice little back and forth that you guys are having. But Colt, roll investigation for me again.
It's a little worse. It's a 15.
15. You notice as you start to poke the somehow damp man that there's a collar.
That's my new Twitter handle.
Damn man.
There's a collar around his neck that has like gems encrusted in it, but they don't look like fancy. It looks very rigid and like it's almost like a manacle of some kind. And you actually you kind of looks familiar to what you saw on the cat.
I was about to ask
that you forgot existed.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we still know where the cat?
It's in.
The cat is.
We left it in town. They're watching the cat.
The cat's with the chief.
I was gonna say if Colt could piece together, my God, he's the cat. I'm gonna save this knowledge.
Okay.
And
so you back up your hard drive. Okay.
Yeah, back up my hard drive
So
and continue to poke.
how tall is this tree?
Probably at least a good 500 or 600 feet tall. It's taller than any tree you could possibly fathom in the real world.
And how tall are the lowest branches about?
Probably about 100 feet up, at least.
Okay.
Woof.
Can I see the other half of the ship?
You cannot. All you see are like branches of this tree that look like red oaks sprouting off of this. It is a gargantuan tree.
So it's safe to say that he has fallen, if his story is correct, he has fallen at least 100 feet.
Yeah, but you do see that the cage that is in wreckage around him probably took the majority of that impact. In fact, if he weren't locked in that cage, he would probably be dead. In fact, he'd be certainly dead.
All right, so I start Bait starts to sort of pull at the collar around him, and am I like chained down, or is this just on my neck and I can walk free?
It was chained to the cage that you were in, but it is since the chain itself is broken, but the collar remains intact.
Okay, should I have any like conditions, like am I like exhausted, fatigued, like hurt or anything from the fall, or should I just like lower my hit points or something?
We'll just let you be for now.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just basically walk out of the cage and stretch, crack my back, like brush some scrapes, things like that. And I'm gonna stand into the middle of the group. And he said, "So nobody really has any clue where we are right now, do they? This is wonderful. I can't breathe with this thing.
What? How did you get here? Were you on the boat?
I most certainly was on a boat, and then was very suddenly not on a boat. If you could shed any light on the intermediate circumstances, that would be wonderful."
I'm going to go walk over to Bait real quick and start investigating the thing around his neck.
I have also not stopped poking.
Roll an Arcana check for me, Locke.
I got an 8 + 1, 9.
Nice.
This looks like a fancy frickin' collar.
All right.
I feel freaking
Do
fancy.
Can I roll like a perception or investigation to see if I can notice how it opens or not?
Oh yeah, you can clearly see there is a hinge on it, and then it is locked by a padlock. But it looks it looks pretty fancy though. It looks like it's a pretty well-made lock.
Well-made lock.
Well, right, so.
Does it seem magical?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Ooh, 19 + 10, 29.
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, no, that
Knowledge cleric.
I'm sorry. 10?
Expertise. I have expertise in it.
Yeah, no, it is exceptionally magical. In fact, you notice that the gems that are encrusted into the manacle itself, or the collar itself, appear to be glowing and crackling with like a little bit of magical energy, and the lock itself also seems to have like a magical quality. It doesn't seem rusted or scratched or scraped or anything. It seems like it's in pristine condition.
I know how to handle this. Help me put Bait in a bag, and then I will cast a ritual upon him.
I would like to protest against such a course of action.
So, Baity boy, I can try to break this collar off of you, but I can't guarantee that I won't just stab you in the throat while I do it.
My scaly friend, I would be most cautious. And I'm poking.
I feel like you wouldn't be very cautious about anything.
I'm like poking with a stick at his neck.
We still don't know.
Still
I'm gonna talk to Bait. How did you get on the boat? Like, last we saw, you got thrown off the side of a cliff.
Well, best as I can tell, the fellow who threw me off the cliff was muscular enough to make sure I went past all the rocks. And, I mean, here I am.
So you're telling me you hit the water?
He landed in the boat.
Yeah, go ahead, roll insight.
That sounds fake as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I just managed to not die from that huge leap.
And Colin, you may either roll deception or persuasion, whichever is your preference for the situation.
Sure.
I'm not good at insight, so...
Where are my...
That's a nat
Should we
one.
keep this?
Okay.
Well, you might as well not roll.
It's like, if you recall looking down the sheer of the cliffs, there's plenty of water to go around, and it's not a far swim to land. If one is as fortunate as I, it wouldn't be hard to get back on land.
If it's not a far swim to land, that means it's not very deep water now, is it?
It's the rocks that I believe would have killed me, just judging by, the rocks that I was swimming between.
Can I roll history to remember how far of a drop it was?
Yes, the term I used in the game was lethal far.
Right.
Because I cited the rocks.
But if I know how high it is, to know that the surface tension of the water would have just killed you on impact, even if you missed the rocks.
Okay, does Locke have an engineering degree, or does Pat have an engineering degree?
He's fucking
Several
smart.
of us have engineering degrees on this podcast.
Right.
You're just going to have to come to terms with that.
Some of us dropped out of high school, okay? So let's get it going here.
My point is, I would like to roll to know, because I think he would understand that if you fall 300 fucking feet, you're gonna die no matter what. If you fart 300 feet,
You far, you die.
Welcome to the Fartlands.
You know that if you jump and you fall 300 feet but fart at the right moment, you might be able to slow your impact.
if you fart with such volume that you can thrust yourself upward.
There's going to be less progress in this episode than any other.
Yeah, no, that's
All I'm saying is your butthole is a very small nozzle, so all you need is a big enough gas.
We've actually had this conversation before.
It's also a very inefficient nozzle, to be said. It is.
This is true, because it changes shape
God.
and is very pliable,
God.
but...
The water tension
Anyway.
of my sphincter is not in question here. I do not know how I survived beyond the luck of the gods, minor and major, and here I am after what I believe was days, weeks on another Empire's ship. So I am at your mercy in terms of knowing where I am, and if you are content to simply make barbs at me, stop fucking poking me, then I will find my way without you.
I like the way he squirms.
I would like to roll insight myself
Sure, go ahead and roll
to
insight.
see if he is...
Colin, you may roll
Lying.
deception or persuasion, whichever is your preference.
Are we keeping these public, or do you want us to message you?
Well, he's going to tell us what the total was, but not what stat he rolled with. But yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I rolled a total of 12.
I also rolled a 12.
Okay. You two stand at a standstill, neither one knowing which one knows which to know neither one knowing.
I'm going to give him a little, stink eye, and then just say we should keep moving.
All right.
Is there any chance that you would care to help me remove this shackle from my neck, or
Like I said, man, I can try, but I can't guarantee that you're not going to die.
all right, give
Locke,
me the eyes.
my dear friend, we should wait until I'm able to identify it properly. It could be booby-trapped.
Bait lets out a
Jesus
long
Christ.
sigh and just goes, "How badly will it hurt?"
Oh, I mean, putting your head in a sack will not harm you at all, I feel. Who has a sack? I am fresh out of sacks.
Roll investigation?
I got a sack right here, buddy.
I left mine at the village.
Yeah. Actually,
can we,
everybody
search?
roll perception for me real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we search through, the wreckage?
That's not bad. Nat 1, let's go.
Same.
20, dirty 20.
I crit failed.
Jesus.
Kalt, as you're looking around fervently for a sack of any kind, you glance up at the tree and you notice that Kaymana has dug a couple of her daggers into the side of the tree, has begun scaling the tree.
Oh, interesting. I believe our compatriot is leaving without us, so to speak.
That's not good.
Bait looks up the side of the tree and says, whatever it takes to get this, if your goal is to get up there with her, let's get this off my neck, and I think I can give you a bit of a hand.
I mean, at minimum, identify takes a minute, so it would be, I don't know. If I don't do it as ritual, it would be a minute.
At the same time, I don't see how we're going to follow her up there. If she's using daggers to like stab herself into the tree, all I have is a trident and a kukri. So
yeah.
I think
maybe somebody should talk to her. I mean,
hey,
I don't think she likes.
She's like 30 feet up the tree at this point.
Miss Kaymana.
That's not that
I'm
far.
Gonna use Oh, what the hell is that? I'm gonna use taumaturgy to raise my voice, and I'm gonna yell out, "Miss Kaymana, where are you going?"
We came here for elder fruit, and she just keeps stabbing and climbing up the tree.
Okay.
Can I roll a nature check to see how familiar I am with that and how it may inform me as to our location?
Sure.
Cool. That is a 12 total, 9 plus 3.
Elder fruit just sounds like a term for like apricots in like a sauce that old people would eat. You have no idea.
Okay.
Can I like whisper to Maeve? Ask her if we can help.
Can we help in any way?
Yeah, you should probably get up the tree.
I don't know if you've seen my form, but I do not. I'm ill-equipped for climbing.
No, that sounds like a you problem, bud. And she just keeps dragging the daggers up the tree.
Look at you, problem, bud.
Kalt starts to like form a little bit of like magic in his hand and start to point,
That's
and then
not
just
the
like
fucking-
he thinks about the turtles that are back home. He's like stops himself.
I can give you like 2 of you a lift if you want.
I would deeply appreciate it.
Okay. So go stand under the tree.
All right, I'm going to. Right, this is okay.
I will also go stand under the tree.
Okay.
I'm fiddling with the lock on my thing.
Okay.
I smack his hand with a stick. Stop it! You're going to kill us all.
I'm going to twin levitate on Locke and Kalt. And then I'm going to start raising them up in the air.
Okay. How long does levitate last for?
It's concentration for 10 minutes, but I'm just trying to lift them up to the branches that are 100 feet up, so they can at least get up there.
What range is that?
Yeah.
This is.
Does it have a range?
It has initially it has a range of 60 feet, but I can keep raising you up 20 feet per round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say once they hit about that 60-foot threshold, though, you're not going to be able to raise them any higher.
Well, there's a 500-pound weight requirement for levitation.
Correct.
So we can carry people. So I could carry you, even though I'm a little bit weak. I should definitely be able to carry you.
Well,
I mean, I can carry
if
it.
I
I'm
can't
pretty
get
strong.
you past like the 60-foot.
well, no, I can hold you.
You would be coming up with us because we're holding you.
So the range requirement wouldn't matter. We would
Oh,
You'd be at range 0 the entire
Mr. Locke,
time.
can you carry me?
Of course.
Okay.
#offended.
Well, they're all doing this. Can I roll
Bye,
perception
Boomer.
or investigation to see if there if there's like a weapon or something I can use to start like fiddling with on this lock?
Roll investigation.
Oh, jeez. I definitely should have switched D20. I'm at 9 plus 3, 12.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you could improvise as a weapon around. Like there are the broken bars from the jail cell. There are big like wrought iron nails that were holding the ship together. That kind of stuff.
I think I'll grab 2 that like railroad spike-ish size nails. You mean sort of thing?
Yeah, they're just like they're very like long.
Yeah.
And like they're industrial size nails.
Cool. I'm gonna grab those, and I assume it's not gonna get anywhere metagaming a little bit, but I'm gonna start fiddling with those with my neck and try to see if I can pop that thing off.
Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. That is 10 plus 1, 11.
Yeah, it is not a fruitful endeavor as you try to jab a nail into the lock, and the lock is like at the back of your neck, like you can feel it, but you can't even really see what you're doing, so it makes it a little bit difficult.
Okay.
Do I see him doing this?
You are currently being levitated by a small child, so you can roll perception.
Okay, yeah. An 11.
No, you're a little bit more concerned about the ground leaving your immediate vicinity.
This is dope.
Yep. Okay.
What a wonderful fantasy world we have crafted.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'm just kind of picking us up.
Okay. So you levitate up, and you actually meet pace about halfway through, like 50 feet up. You manage to pass where Kaymana was, and it is it's pretty quickly you're able to reach that 100-foot mark, and everybody is securely on the branch. It takes her another I don't know, 5 minutes to climb another 50 feet.
So as she's doing that, I'm going to use message, and I'm going to message her. Work smarter, not harder.
Wow.
She does not respond, but you look down and you can see that the daggers that she's been dragging into the side of this tree have been plunged a lot deeper in that moment.
Yes. Let the anger flow through you.
Copyright.
Okay.
Can't do that too much.
No.
How girthy are these branches?
Story of my life.
They're huge. They're basically like a whole nother tree sprouted off of the side of this tree.
So it's safe to say they're like 10 feet wide. Like we can walk on them no problem.
Yeah.
or-
You guys don't have a hard time finding footing on these. They are, I would say, you probably have about 10 feet walking distance on them.
How much longer would we have on that levitation spell, you think?
I mean, it doesn't take 10 minutes to go up 100 feet, so I assume that we're there.
Okay. So I was
Can we see any elderflower or elder fruit?
Roll perception.
I would like to help him, so if you want to...
I would also like to look for fruits, if possible.
I got a 5 plus 4, 9.
Another dirty 20. 16 plus 4.
Okay.
this was in perception?
Yes.
19.
So you notice that on these lower branches, you see some like flowering, like some buds on the branches where you imagine fruit might be growing in, but there's nothing on these lower branches. It looks like they've been picked clean.
I was going to say the levitation might be a good idea because we won't be really making any sound as we rise up through the tree, so it might be a good idea for us to scout out. I don't know if everybody feels comfortable splitting up a little bit.
Well, I stopped concentrating on it
Oh.
because, I assume that we stopped there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait,
to,
Maeve,
like,
are you
look
up
for
there as
stuff.
well?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
shit. So I'm just at the bottom.
You're
Okay.
alone.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you don't have to drop concentration to look for stuff, though.
Well, I mean, we would still keep going up.
Well, I don't know, because if you break concentration, doesn't that count as you using the spell? So you have to burn another slot to use it?
If I were to cast it again, and I also don't really have a lot of spell slots.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
if you broke
just
concentration,
gonna make a ruling. You can essentially stop levitating them without stopping your concentration on the spell.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
So roughly how long do you think it took us to get up there?
probably about a minute.
Okay, so we have 9 minutes theoretically to continue up. But we should probably save half of it. However long we go up, we need to make sure we have enough to get back down.
Makes sense. So I mean, we have 4 minutes of levitation. So I mean, we could do a lot of scouting because we're gonna have to wait for our friendly Triton anyway because she's taking the old school way.
Well, I guess I should ask how far the next set of branches is from where we are now.
Probably about maybe 15 feet above you.
Okay, so that's not terrible to climb if I can somehow use like my trident as a stepping stone, but
I'm going to
we
scream
could
to the folks
easily-
in the tree. Is there any way that you could maybe bring me along for a ride? I don't much fancy being down here by myself.
I have 50 feet of rope.
do we see any vines around?
Roll investigation.
Investigation or perception?
Perception, sure.
Okay. Fuck. I got a 6 plus 4, 10. I'm rolling like shit right now.
This is not a viney tree. It's a tree.
It's a tree.
Potentially,
Does anybody else have any rope? Because I lost all mine in the the water incident.
You
One
can
of us
see that on
Oh.
Kaymana's back as she was climbing. She had quite a bit of rope.
Wait a sec. Hold on. I'm gonna stop fiddling with my with my lock, and I'm just gonna look at the spikes in my hand and look at how Kaymana got up the tree. I think I'm gonna try to attempt to climb the tree the same way that she did, using my little spiky things as handholds to get up there.
Yeah, go ahead and make athletics. I'm going to have you make, let's see, make 3 athletics checks for me.
Okay. That's a 16 minus 1, 15. Oh. That one fell off. That is a 17 total, and that is a 9 total.
Okay. So you get about 30 feet up the tree, and you feel like the rust and the iron like digging into the palm of your hand, and you lose grip on one of your spikes. So you now only have the one, and you're about 30 feet up. How would you like to proceed?
Okay, so I have the one. The other one has fallen, and okay. I think I'm going to shout again, like,
Okay.
well, I've done some of the work. Is anybody able to maybe help me close the gap?
All right, let me check my spells real quick. I mean, I can,
We could waste.
I
some
understand
levitate.
this might be a bit of an imposition, and I apologize.
I can.
Just a lot of bit.
So we could waste some of the levitate time if we don't think we have to go up another 400 feet.
I do
And
not.
she can go down and get him.
I can float people down too.
I can close
Like,
the gap to death if that is what you wish. No, yeah, maybe that's a good idea to levitate down and pick them up.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So
Either that, or we have to wait for Kaymana to get up here to get her rope.
Dear Maeve, maybe it is possible that you could lower me down and I could pick up our dear friend, Bait.
Well, which one of us is heavier?
it's twinned, so both of you guys are still kind of.
So
Well, it's twinned on my. I think.
twinned.
How the hell did I
It's
do it?
twinned, but you still have
Yeah.
to stay within 60 feet, so you have to come down either way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you
Oh
have
yeah,
to
it's
lower us
70
both
feet,
down.
isn't it? I can try to climb up a little bit more. I know it's like
Well, no.
haphazard, but I can try to climb
We
up a
have
little bit
50
more
feet of
closer.
rope.
But
so
I'm
you only
70,
have to
I'm 70
drop.
feet down.
Right,
So,
so,
yeah, we
I'm
just gotta
saying you
lower
only have to
20
drop 20.
Oh, okay. That's how math works.
Makes sense. Let's do that. I'll hold. Maybe I shouldn't hold the rope.
I'll hold the rope. You should take me down.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna lower you down.
I'm gonna wrap at least like my entire forearm with the rope.
Okay.
So that probably gets us like 5 feet gone. So you have to go down 25 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'll do that then.
okay, I'm gonna have Locke. You go ahead and roll athletics for me with advantage because you're bracing the rope.
Oh wait,
in your
can
arm.
I give him a little guidance before we do this? Oh,
Good luck, my scaly friend.
Is that a D4?
it's a D4.
Okay. Do I have to state that I'm using it before the roll, or can I use it after?
You can use it whenever.
Okay.
Just before I think it tells you it fails or succeeds.
I got a 6 plus 3. I'm going to add the D4. That's a 2. So 6 plus 3 plus 2.
Okay. So Colin, you or Bait, you rather see the rope kind of dangle just a little bit above your reach. I'm gonna have you roll an athletics check to grab the rope.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. That's a 6 minus 1.
Okay,
That's a
so you kind of have to, like, the way the spike is driven in, you're still got like a little bit of distance to cover, so you have to kind of like lunge up to grab the rope, and as you do so, you grab on the rope, and your full weight gets impacted on it, and Locke, you kind of like shift down.
Okay.
And that like sudden jolt causes you to lose your grasp. I'm going to give you a reflex saving throw, Bait, to see if you can grab onto the spike that is still into the side of the tree.
Right. That is a 12 plus 1, 13.
13. You grab the spike that is in the side of the tree, and you feel it break as you grab it, and you are just barely able to dig your claws kind of like into like the thick rot bark on the side of the tree, and you're still on the tree, but your other spike is broken now as well.
I think at that point I would just 30 feet is not like super dangerous, so I would probably just let myself like scrape down the tree, and I'm gonna go look for other supplies and stuff and like wrap my hands in whatever I find and look for more spikes or whatever.
Okay.
Bitch, you're just gonna leave me levitating up here?
There's not
Excuse
much
me?
more I can do.
Bait, I'm gonna have you roll an athletics check to try to climb down the tree.
5 minus 1.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
What is...
I'm switching out my d20. Hold on, guys.
you attempt to climb down the tree and you lose your grasp and you fall, and when you impact, it's a very familiar feeling at this point. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fantastic.
Look at the way he fell.
Okay.
I look over at Maeve. You can tell that really smarted.
What?
I'm just dying in laughter.
Okay, so you guys have burnt probably about a minute or so with this this little escapade here. So you've
Right,
got
so
8
we're
minutes
8
left
minutes
on your levitate.
Locke. Maybe we should just throw him a bone, so to speak, and bring him up. I could hold him if you are unable.
I can hold him. I messed up a little bit. Are you saying that you want me to go all the way down to go pick him up and then come all the way back up?
To be
Then
fair,
we're gonna burn
Locke,
at least 2 minutes.
to be fair, it is quite embarrassing. I mean, I feel embarrassed for him watching this happen. Do you not feel shame in letting this helpless creature just hurt itself like this?
I'm just concerned with getting back down. But if we start climbing ourselves instead of levitating up, we should be okay. Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay,
But can
so
we
what's
do
the
it
plan?
if you stay up here?
I mean, I'll go with you guys, just to keep it.
It's a 500-pound limit. I weigh like 225.
That's what I was saying. I can pick him up. Like so when she twins the spell, I'm pretty sure each of us have a 500-pound limit. That
So
would make
his
sense.
weight
That's how I
and her
interpret it,
weight
yeah.
does not add to that.
No, they would, but I can pick up
Right.
him, and you can pick. So when it's twins,
So
I mean,
I'm saying,
So it's 1,000 pounds total.
yeah,
okay,
1,000 pounds.
okay.
total.
I
mean,
thought it was 500 like total.
I think from the reading of the twinning part, it's like you perform the spell like to two different
Twice.
people. They both
Yes.
get the little
Yep.
effect.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
say, yeah, you guys, you do the mental math, and you're pretty sure you could go down and pick him up too.
Okay.
All right, fuck it, let's do it.
So, all right, I look over because you're kind of like hanging in the middle of the air, right, Locke?
Yeah, I'm
Presently?
I'm
Okay. I'm gonna go
25
over
feet
to-
below you.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go over to Colin and be like, all right, you're gonna have to carry me.
Okay, cool. Let's get this done.
Okay. So then I assume I'll climb on your back and then avoid touching your hair, and then we'll gently.
That's very random. Why would you do that?
Because it's greasy from all the pepperoni you're eating.
I'm not the one eating pepperoni.
Going back to the well.
That was an off-mic conversation that's going to be very confusing to our listeners.
Colt, why you eat all the pepperoni? Huh? That's the next NPC.
All right, so at this point, do I see sunlight breaking through the trees as an angelic dragon man picks me up and carries me to safety?
If that's what you need to see to get through this, then yeah, absolutely, man.
Maybe not what I need to see, definitely what I want to see.
Do I have to roll strength in order to pick him up? I don't know how much he weighs.
No, you're pretty used to carrying people, I guess, at this point.
I'm a drow elf, so I'm pretty, like, slender.
Yeah, it's been
You would be a fucking drow.
it's a common theme in this campaign that you have to carry people. So you're pretty
mate, you're-
comfortable with that.
You're drow. Is that why you're rolling so poorly? Are you rolling with disadvantage?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're supposed to have sunlight sensitivity.
I just have
Shit luck.
some bad stats in a couple places.
Oh, okay.
Ryan, you should know what that feels like.
Oh, I do. Thank you.
Can't relate.
Okay, so you guys burn another 2 minutes going down and up to pick up the spindly haired one, and as you get back up to that same branch that you were at before, Kaymana has just finished her ascent up the tree, and you can see she's broken a sweat, but is just like kind of like catching her breath, and you are all now on this branch. What would you like to do?
Okay, now what?
I would like to ask Kaymana, like, after thanking everyone for their help, I just want to ask Kaymana, would you happen to have any idea, maybe, how to free me from this particular mystical shackle?
You look at this woman, and you see that she has, like pretty, like, tangled hair, like, kind of matted, and she's wearing, like, a combination of... like nets and shells and like just like this haphazard, like strewn together, very naturalistic looking armor. And you get the impression that she don't know shit about Arcana. She just kind of like looks you up and down and she goes, "You're very thin."
I mean, I've been trying to eat a little more pepperoni, but
maybe
I sulk
less.
to the back of the crowd.
Yeah. You guys look over and she takes a piece of the branch, like she kicks off like a big heavy piece of it, and ties it around the rope that she has and slings it up over the other branch that's like 15 feet away from you guys, and you see as it kind of like wraps around and acts sort of like a grappling hook of sorts, and she begins to just climb that rope, and she's like, "Tag along," and she just kind of keeps going about her business.
Cool.
Okay. I'll try to follow her to the best of my ability.
So are we gonna hoof it or are we gonna float?
Oh, we're not floating anymore.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's been like 6 minutes, right?
You still got some time. Yeah, you're like halfway through the spell.
Okay. All right. I miscounted that.
So she's climbing up, and as she gets up to that next branch, she goes, "This is going to be a lot of this, so you better get comfortable with it."
How far up do we have to go?
As far as up as we find the fruit.
Okay. Okay.
We might have to burn 2 spell slots to do this.
She looks at you, Maeve, and she goes, "The elder fruit is it's very special, and it's very sought after, not only by us, but also by the creatures around here. Did you ever wonder how those birds got so big?"
Oh, I didn't, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, no, they love the elder fruit, so it can be tough to find.
Interesting.
So at this point,
Interesting.
you guys, I'm going to say for the next probably like 3 or 4 minutes, you kind of repeat this practice of levitating up the side through these branches, and they get more dense as you proceed up the tree, until you do reach a point where you're able to actually just kind of like climb from branch to branch without needing the assistance of the levitation spell.
Do we make any checks for that, or are you just gonna, for the sake of narrative speed?
Actually, everybody roll an athletics check for me, just in case.
I'm going to guide myself.
I got a 14 minus 1, 13.
I'm going to
I got
use
a 7 plus 3, 10.
What the hell?
I'm gonna add the guidance onto that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, guidance is just a one-time thing, right?
Yeah, it's a one-time thing. Is this acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
I'm going to use my my Tides of Chaos and give myself advantage on this. Oh, thank God, because that's a nat 1. And a 16 minus 1.
14 total.
Okay, did anybody roll under a 10?
I got a 10 exactly.
You got a 10 exactly. Okay. You're a boat boy. You really love them boats. And being up this high in a tree is really starting to get to you a little bit. As the tree kind of like sways and cracks, you feel like nausea set in, but you're able to keep your footing, and you're able to maintain your balance on the limb here.
Do I like puke a little bit? Is it what you're saying?
Well, you get like
reverse seasickness?
No, you get vertigo. You get like straight up.
Right.
You just hear Jimmy Stewart in the background, like panting. Sorry, I'm old. Okay.
You're
So,
not that old, dude.
actually, I think I'm probably the oldest. I'm 28. I don't know how old you kids are.
I just turned
27.
25.
Yeah. So you're close. I'm saying you're not like ridiculously older than us, though. You only got me by 3 years.
Only in my soul. Okay, so you guys are now on these branches, and you're able to kind of freely move about the cabin. Everybody roll investigation for me as you look for signs of a fruit moving up.
I'm gonna guide myself.
5 plus 3,
What
8.
the fuck, dude?
I have an
I had
11.
an 8 plus 1, 9. I'm switching out.
In this investigation.
Yes.
Yep.
So I have 7 plus 4 from my bless, 11, 18 with my plus 7 investigation.
Okay. So Kaymana tells you all that you're looking for it is essentially like a mix between kind of like a pineapple and an actual apple. It's like this bright red spiky fruit with like a green barb at the top. So as you're proceeding up the tree, you're keeping an eye out for it. It should be easy to spot, right? Big bright red fruit. And you look up and you see like a glimmer of red out of the corner of your eye. And you look up, and in that moment, it kind of like flashes, and you see like a bird just skitter that seemed to have been glowing off in the distance.
Wait, like a big bird or a bird?
You didn't see it.
How far away?
Only
How far
Kalt
away?
saw it.
Okay.
Probably about maybe like 100 feet up.
100 feet up.
And
Fireball is a range of 120.
Yes, let's set the tree on fire while we're in it.
I'm just gonna see if I have
Cool.
anything that I can. If I got any like Hail Marys for something that's like 100 feet away.
Okay.
Plot twist is Hail Mary is fireball.
Maeve, can you roll actually
I
with
do.
advantage for that investigation for me?
So
Sure.
did it seem like it was the red bird that Maeve had been talking about previously, or that it was the fruit that got stolen by a bird?
Well, we'll see. Maeve, what'd you roll?
I still have a 15.
15. You do catch a glimpse of it as well, and in this moment you kind of like point up and you're like, bird, and call. You see the flash of red as well, as
All right,
this is the
I'll
bird.
cast. I'll cast magic missile at first
What?
level.
Why are you gonna hurt the bird? They said it was good luck. I don't want to hurt it.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you glance up at this like bright red light that flashes away, and your first instinct is, all right, I gotta take whatever that is out.
Death.
And you unleash these magic missiles. And Maeve, you see as this bird comes kind of like swooping around the other side of the tree, the 3 flashes of the magic missile, and then its bright red, what appears to be like a flame, extinguishes, and the bird falls to the ground below.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. I hate you.
You should listen to the little girl. She appears wiser than you. You shouldn't be slaying innocent creatures for no reason.
What?
Wait, hold on. Let's drill down. Should you or should you not be killing innocent creatures, people, without any cause besides your impulse?
Who are you to tell him who's innocent and not? We found you in a cage.
All right, I'm not trying to start a philosophy argument here. He shot a fucking bird.
Maybe that bird killed somebody.
I thought it was a bird stealing the fruit, but
And I'm going to get real close to bait.
little do I care either way.
I like shiver and look at him in kind of a disgusted way.
What would you guys like to do?
I'm ignoring him. I'm giving him the
I'd
silent
like to just
treatment.
go find this fucking fruit so we can get out of this goddamn tree.
Yes, please.
Did it seem like it was just a bird? It didn't have any fruit.
You don't see any like fruit or anything, no.
Oh, okay. Then that's kind of a bust. I was gonna say I would maybe go and try and find the bird.
Can I roll like nature or something to look around and see if this has like pissed off other birds?
Roll perception for me.
Okay. That is an 18 plus 5, 23.
You actually do get this kind of like you're pretty in tune with nature, and you get this like this kind of like a pressing feeling in the back of your mind as like a very like warm breeze, where normally that would be comforting, blows in across the wind, and now it is not comforting. It seems
someone's
almost like
farting
pressing.
into the wind.
Birds will remember this.
Not like goldfish; those fuckers have a 10-second attention span.
So I think Bait is just going to like look at Kalt and like tensely narrow his eyes and like shake his head very slightly.
Can I look and see how?
I am so intimidated.
I want to see how Kaymana's reacting.
You look over and Kaymana is leaning against the tree, and you just kind of see like a sallow look on her face as she kind of looks out at the party. Roll insight.
Sure. All of us, or just him?
Just Maeve.
Insight. That is a 21.
She looks thoroughly shaken by what's just happened.
I want to go up to her, and I just kind of hold her hand.
Okay.
To be fair, Ryan as a person thought it was a bird taking a fruit, so he did not mean to do whatever bad thing
We're
happened,
not shaming
but it
Ryan as a
happened.
person. We're shaming Kalt as the reflection of Ryan's psyche.
So
Locke is gonna walk over to Colt and just be like, "Hey, man, I understand what you were trying to do, but just like let's keep a lid on the magic for a little bit."
Oh, question. Should Maeve have rolled wild magic when she was doing the levitate nonsense, or do we not care?
I had her roll on the last spell before that.
Okay, I missed it. My bad.
I thought we were looking for something red. I shot at something red. I really don't put one in. Don't really connect what's going on here.
I understand that, but
What? Has nobody eaten a bird before?
maybe we just don't want to piss anything off because we're currently 200 feet in the air, and a bird doesn't have that same little thing called gravity that it affects it as much as it affects us. Is all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure I saw gravity affect that dead bird.
All right, man. Your funeral.
Yeah, no, quite literally, I do think that we should be making our way from this particular perch.
So at this point, Kaymana, she kind of like leans down to you, Maeve, and she goes, "I know it might seem foreign to you and your friends, but nature is very important here. You must tread lightly, because nature does not abide by the same rules as you may be used to here.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you continue or if you harm nature here, it may harm you back."
Well, I know I'll try my best. I can't say anything for him. I kind of nod over towards Kalt.
Yeah, no, I can see you have a good spirit, child, but if you could advise your greasy friends to please stop harming our nature.
She said friends, so not
It's
just
pepperoni time.
me. She said friends, so it's not just Colt. You were all greasy.
At this point,
I slick my hair back.
You ain't our friend yet.
we're going to have everybody roll another round of athletics checks and another round of investigation or
Sure.
perception.
All
Right?
right,
We'll go
I'm
with
going
perception.
to. Can I bless myself on both? Or
Hold
just
on.
one?
Wow. So I just rolled a natural
Why don't you
1
athletics?
minus 1 on athletics.
Okay. So as you are scaling this tree further, looking for signs of the elder fruit, what is everybody's perception checks?
Hold on, I dropped my D20.
My perception is an 18.
17 on perception.
I still haven't done my athletics check.
I got a 13 on athletics.
I have a 18 for athletics and a 19 for perception.
I got an 11 on athletics and a 10 on perception.
Okay. So as you're all scaling, you guys manage to maintain like your hand on the tree, and Maeve, as you are climbing, you just hear as you look down, and you see that your spindly-haired friend has once again fallen from the tree.
Help! He's fallen and he can't get up.
He fell from 200 feet.
Well, we're gonna see what happens here. So, Bait, could you roll for me another dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. Oh, nope, that fell. Where did this go? That is a 13 plus 1, 14.
Okay. And make a strength saving throw as well.
Oh boy. That's a 1. Dirty 1.
So you, as you fall from the tree, you manage to like get one hand out and like try to like grab onto one of the branches as you're falling, but you manage to like crack your arm off the branch and it kind of sends you into a tumble, and you crack, bounce off a number of tree branches on your way down, and you fall the full 200 feet. Your character impacts the ground, and there's virtually no damage dice I could possibly roll that don't result in you dead.
So he's dead, right?
You just hear...
Because I can heal him. Kalt can heal him, but he cannot bring him back from the dead.
You don't even see him at this point. You're still up in the tree.
Right. I got nothing that could possibly help, even if I did know.
Well, maybe you should save that Instagram post, Colin.
Sorry, bud.
Oof. Oofta boofta.
Dice have a whole different plan.
Yeah, no, Maeve, do you have like a levitate or something?
Well, not in range of you.
No, I mean like from when I fall,
Yeah.
she noticed it because I scream right away.
Can you levitate my corpse up with you guys?
No, could she have caught it before it fell? Because Josh played out the thing before. I'm just curious, is there...
Maeve, you did notice the sound. If you'd like to, you can try to make a save in order to levitate him in time.
Right. Would it be like a dex save in order to...
I'm gonna say a wisdom saving throw to try to like get your wits about you quick enough to try to levitate him.
Okay. That is a 11 plus 1.
Yeah, you hear, and you're just unable to piece it together quick enough.
Oh man. Well,
F.
Kalt says.
F in the
Kalt
chat.
says in his typical fashion.
Well, no use in crying over spilt milk. Let's go. All right.
I'm going to do a quick pause here while I roll a whole lot of dice. Hold on.
Fucking hell, man. I don't want to fight in a tree. I only have 3 spell slots.
Hold on, sorry. This is more math than I'm comfortable.
He might be doing something for Colin in the background.
Oh, you're rolling out all of the damage, so 20d6.
Well, Colin, I apologize.
Oh man.
I am saying this not as Locke. I'm saying that it's going to be real easy to get that collar off now.
Oh, fuck.
All right, let's keep it going.
Okay. So you guys proceed up the tree. I think it starts to sink into the party at this point, kind of the gravitas involved in navigating the tree this high up. So everybody is going to roll for me athletics again. I'm going to have you guys...
bless myself.
Yeah, you're going to roll with advantage because I think everybody's going to be careful about their footing.
All right. I will also say to anybody that can hear,
Seems like gravity affects him all right.
Shit.
18.
I got an unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 17 without guidance.
I got a 4 and a 5, so that's a total of 4 for me for my athletics.
So as you guys proceed to start climbing back up again, you lose your footing again, but you were actually holding hands with Kaymana, and she, let me just double check. Okay, yeah, no, she gets a 16 plus 4. So she's able to, like, grab your hand and pull you up with her.
Okay. Hey guys, should we tie some rope to each other to like try to help us from not falling?
Does any of us have the strength to be the anchor?
We can't anchor everybody to the same person, but I think we could split up and have two people anchored to each other, if that makes sense.
Kaymana at this point looks over and she goes, maybe it is not best idea for you to all try to proceed up this tree. Maybe just one or two of you? Seems like an unnecessary risk.
I think that is a good idea. I am not
Breathing heavily, he's like, I'm not
very athletic man.
Okay,
What time of day is it right now?
It is getting towards dusk. Like you can see the sun starting to set off in the distance. Mm-hmm. Just past the roaring storm clouds that you see off on the horizon.
How about Kalt and Maeve? You two stay here, and I will go on with Kaymana.
I can offer some, at least minor assistance.
What I would ask of you would be to keep an eye out for anything that might be trying to swoop in on us.
I can do that, and I can communicate as well.
That would be fantastic.
You sure you don't want me to come with you? I don't really want to be around him.
Who?
Especially after the bird.
I just don't think it's safe for you to keep going. And we need you safe so that we can get back down, or else we're all gonna be stuck in this tree, so...
I mean, I guess.
Kalt kind of whispers underneath his breath, like,
All of a sudden you kill one bird and you're the bad guy.
You're not the bad guy, buddy. I just don't trust you to make it your way up.
Okay, at this point, you guys have come up with a game plan, right? It seems like, when you were talking about going up, Maeve, you didn't want to stay behind, right?
I don't want to.
She doesn't like Kalt.
Well, you killed a bird. There was no reason.
I mean,
it's good
do
luck.
you eat turkey?
What?
Turkey's a bird. This is Ryan telling Matt turkey's a bird.
And I'm
This is very true.
I don't know who Matt is.
Oh, this is you in character?
Yes,
I thought Matt, okay.
What? You've never had chicken? Chicken is delicious. It's a bird.
Yeah, it's not like a good luck bird.
You don't know.
I don't think it's good luck.
I've always come across a chicken and thought I had good luck, and then I ate it.
I'm so fucking done with Colin. I'm crying.
How would you guys like to proceed?
I want to keep climbing.
I will bless Locke.
Okay.
If we have to, then I'll stay down here. What is the little place where Kalt and I are where we're staying back? What does that look like?
Basically, there's like a thicket of branches that have like all kind of like coalesced, and you see there's like an abandoned nest kind of down towards the end of this, and it's pretty large. It's like the size of like a king size bed, like a pretty large nest down at the end of this branch.
I want to slowly approach and try to get a closer look at it.
Sure, roll investigation.
Sure. There's a 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay. You see that the nest is empty, but you see like little sparkles in it, like little like glimmers and glints of what appear to be like metallic things coming from inside the nest. It's up to you.
I'm gonna send my familiar Uge or Ugwa after her just to make sure she doesn't fall.
Okay. So as you're like picking through this nest, you start to pull out like gold pieces and like little pieces of silver and silverware and like little pieces of metal from boats. And in the reflection of what appears to be like a nice, like a finely crafted mirror that you see in the nest, you look into the reflection, and over your shoulder you just see a tiny beholder just like pussing and oozing and just staring at you with this like pink eye, like just gross.
Be safe.
God, that would creep me the fuck out.
Okay, we're gonna crash cut over to Kaymana and Locke. So Kaymana looks at you and she goes, "Do you want to tie off with the rope?"
I don't want to drag you down if I fall.
That'd be okay. And you look, and she's got like she looks legitimately just like jacked. Like, you know how like people who grow up around like swimming all the time, they have that like lean jack look. She looks like she's very muscular.
All right. I mean, let's belay.
Okay, so you guys kind of like tie off and start climbing up the tree. What was your last athletics check? Do you remember?
It was an 11.
11. Okay. I'm gonna have you roll again as you're now tethered.
I got a 19 plus 3, 22.
Okay, so you both start hastily moving up the side of this tree. You get the impression that even though she's a Triton and she should be somebody who is more comfortable in the water, she's pretty comfortable in this tree as well. And you have no problem yourself, like kind of like keeping it together. You've gotten a little bit used to the vertigo. And as you proceed up the tree, I'm going to have you roll another perception check.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Kalt bless me or do whatever before I came up
Yes,
here?
you were blessed.
Yeah, I gave you guidance.
Oh, it was guidance? I thought you said blessed.
Guidance.
Yeah, it's guidance.
Okay, I got a 2 plus 4. I'm not going to use the guidance because I don't think it's going to be good enough.
Okay. You're just kind of like focused on climbing up this tree at this point.
Right.
And
I'm going to rely on Kaymana to point it out for me.
yeah, she kind of has been acting as like the guide on this, the Sherpa on your way up the tree. And as you keep proceeding up the side of this tree, the branches start to get thinner and thinner and thinner until you look up and you see, even with that perception check, a gargantuan nest directly above you.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is like the size of like a parking lot at the top of this tree. And you just see like pieces of ships and full trees that have been kind of woven together into this nest. How would you like to proceed?
I want to like kind of like give a light tug twice on the rope to indicate that I am not comfortable moving forward just yet.
Okay. Kaymana goes, what? What's wrong?
I want to point directly at the nest like, what is that?
You've never seen a nest before?
Not one that big.
Oh, yeah, the rock. They are usually not interested in things as small as you if that makes you feel better.
It's safe to keep going?
Maybe if we go quietly.
Okay. So I guess we'll start rolling stealth.
Okay. So at this point, you are trying to both climb this tree and do it stealthily. So I'm going to have you roll the stealth with disadvantage or athletics with disadvantage, but you're going to need to roll one of those two. Or, well, you're going to need to roll both. Pick which one you'd like to roll with disadvantage.
I will roll stealth with disadvantage. So I'll roll the athletics first. I got an 18 plus 3, 21.
Okay.
And now the stealth. I got a nat 20 on the first one, which is fucking terrible. And a crit fail on the second one. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So
How? How in the fuck do I roll a nat 20 and a fucking 1?
Because dice are never wrong.
Oh my god.
And as you scale up this as you scale up the side of this tree, you kind of crest over the side of the nest, and you're actually like in the nest at this point. And you look off, and in the horizon you look down. Well, two things stick out to you. First, the storm that you came through seems to encircle this entire island. You look out, and it is just like a gray ring, maybe like 50, 60 miles out from the island, and just storm as far as you can see. And the second thing that catches your eye about the island is that it is shaped like a gargantuan turtle.
Somewhere, as this is happening, Kalt is like starting to shake and sweat.
Okay. So you look down, you see the island, and then you look over into the nest itself, and literally beak to face with you, a gargantuan rock baby is staring you dead in the eyes, and you just let out like a little
.com.
Who are we? What do we want to pick up here?
I think we just saw bait.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he said something weird, right? You said, "Oh, nice to see you guys again."
That is exactly what I said and how.
And how?
And how?